Well, we're live. Welcome to
All
Beers and
right.
Bad Company. I'm your host, the Beer Man. Tonight's show is going to be awful fun. But before we get moving too far, first, if you're a minor, don't drink on YouTube. Pretty sure it's against the law. Everybody else bottoms up. Ron, I will forgive the lack of beer because you are drinking whiskey and, well, you're Ron Bath. You can kind of do whatever the fuck you want. So,
Yeah.
thanks for joining the show, buddy.
Hey, it's about time. Been a while. You've been asking me for a good bit. So
Yeah, well, I mean, why not get together and have a pint, you know?
there you go.
I like hearing the old timer stories. You don't mind me calling you an old timer, do you?
I think at 62, I could be classified as an old timer.
Good, good. Now, have you ever seen any of my shows before? I hope the answer is no.
Not enough. I've glanced, and that's about it. I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube or anything. I don't have freaking time for any of it.
Good. I mean, you don't want to rot your brain with that shit, anyways, especially the filth that comes on this show. Now, you are aware that I'm a complete asshole to all of my guests, like all the time, right?
I've been aware of that for quite a while.
Good, good. Just so you're not walking in here blindsided, because, yeah, we like to have a lot of fun.
But I can come back and forth if I feel good.
All right. So, before we get into any of the fun stuff, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you even get into the sport?
Oh fuck, that's a long story. Um, Back probably 1980. Um,
1980. I wasn't
Yeah,
even fucking alive yet.
actually, the first time I competed arm wrestling was actually at a high school gym class, and I played around with it, and I always was known as a good arm wrestler, even in my teens. And in November of 1980, I went to a tournament local, and I won that, and I played around in Wisconsin for a few years till I moved to Georgia in 1985, where I ran across the greats of Johnny Walker and my mentor Bert Whitfield, and from there it's just been a never-ending ride.
You ever beat Johnny?
Yeah.
When did you first start beating Johnny?
Oh shit, that was a long time ago. I was in the sport. He beat me the first few times. Um, when would that have been? 85. I think 90. About 90, I beat him, and then I beat him like 7, 8 times in a row. He beat me once, and then he quit. He didn't quit because he beat me. He just quit.
Nah,
So I
he
never
took
got
that
rid of
last
it.
win on you and said, I got you last.
You know what? It couldn't have happened to a better man. I love that guy. He was. I mentor. I took his style and I did myself, because if you look at my early years, I'd always look up and never look at my guy's hand. Johnny did the same thing, and I always just emulated after him. And then slowly I realized, no, I got to watch my hand and watch where position goes, because, like we all know, the sport changed. It went more from power to finesse.
Yeah, on those goes, I mean, my hand, I kind of feel what I know what my opponent's doing. I know what I'm doing. I don't need to be looking at that. I'm more
Yeah,
concerned with watching the referee to see what I'm going to be able to get away with
that. Yeah,
and watch his mouth, because as soon as
yeah.
his lips start curling like he's thinking about saying go, it's time to go. I got called for an early start in a tack match, which I think was ridiculous. I was bang on time. Like that strap was just about tightened. I thought it was perfect, but we'll get into that in a bit.
I think I would have jumped early every time in that tack match.
Well, yeah. So they let John get away with that early one in round one, and I wasn't none too happy about it. So while making my, my complaints, they were not even listening. No, no, not even addressing that I'm upset that it was early. Okay, fine. Well, if you don't even want to listen to me, I'm going to highlight what is exactly going to happen if you're going to start letting us get away with anything. So I went a little bit earlier than he did. And
Yeah,
from there, it's just like, look, if you don't go straight to rest grip every time, you are never going to have either of us wait for a go. Someone's going early every time from now on, for sure.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So at least they took me serious after that, because I was going to do it again for sure if they weren't going to rest grip.
Yeah. Don't
Saying
blame you.
saying you went early in that round is like saying the Titanic took on a little water.
Yeah, well, I
I
mean,
I honestly got to tell you, I didn't watch any of it.
That's not true. I was looking around. You were standing up on one of the chairs watching.
They're cheering you on. Yeah. I came out and took a couple of peeks, but we'll
Of course you
discuss
did. How
that.
could you not? It's like a train wreck.
It definitely was a train wreck, but yeah. But like I said, it definitely's got getting views, and it's going to, and that's great for it.
Right. So let's not get into the tack match fully
All
just
right.
yet. Because shit, I
Damn.
lost my keys. I need these. Fuck's sakes. For goddamn
Sure
minute.
glad I don't smoke. I lose my matches all the time.
Yeah, well, let's get into your match. Well, first I want to get back into your career a little bit first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so you started arm wrestling like 19 fucking 80. I wasn't even born for a few years yet. But when did you start like competing everywhere?
That would be after I moved down here to Georgia. When I lived in Wisconsin, I went to Chicago a couple of times. So prior to moving to Georgia, I met Johnny Walker several times, and I pulled him. And I have a funny story about it. I think I was 19 years old, and I went down and I pulled Johnny. And Johnny has a tendency, if he knows he's going to dominate, he'll just hold you for the longest time, and then he'll just pull you to the pad. So I'm
Even
19.
in a tournament.
It was a Chicago tournament, yeah. And then so I get home, and Johnny's holding me for a while, and then Johnny pins me. And me and my dad had seen Johnny on Wide World of Sports. So I get home, and man, I was a proud young man. I told my dad, I said, "Yeah, Johnny couldn't beat me right away." All right, he had the hold for a while. All right. Well, then when I get down here to Georgia and I get to meeting Johnny and watching him for a long period of time, I realized Johnny did that to everybody. It didn't matter.
Yeah,
But
which
it
really
made me
goes to
feel
show
good.
how far ahead of the rest of the class he was. Because in a tournament style, you do not want to just be hanging on and holding everybody. Your arm
Yeah,
is going to get tired, and you still got a fresh guy to deal with next.
yeah.
But
Most
he was just
tournaments,
that much
Johnny.
better.
Yeah, Johnny just was that much more dominant than most. Until me, well, Clay Rosencrantz out of California was Johnny's nemesis until Brzenk and myself.
Who?
Clay Rosencrantz.
No, I know
Was
him. Who's the other one?
John Brzenk and myself. Oh, John Brzenk, you don't know. He's a young guy out of Salt Lake City. Now he lives down in Arizona.
He's talking about John blah blah blah.
Oh, John blah blah. Okay, I know that guy. Because I'm a high hooker. You kept saying a dirty word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So then when was it that you like hit that very top?
I beat I think it was 90. I beat John for the first time.
Nice.
But I don't know if I ever really got to the top because you always have John to compete with. But probably throughout my 30s, you know, there was quite a distance there. 30s into my young 40s was probably my peak. Even after I tore my right bicep, I think I came back actually stronger after my bicep tear.
So what year were you born again?
62.
62.
Yeah, they had some good cars made back then.
Yeah. So, you know, you hit your 30s in the early 90s. Did you ever get a chance to pull like Cleve and Gary Goodridge?
Yeah. Cleve, I managed to get a couple of wins on, but I do what nobody does anymore. I flat out tell people I beat Cleve, but he definitely was not in his prime. And then
leave that part
Gary,
out.
what's that?
Just leave out that whole not in his prime anymore. Just don't mention that part. Look, we
I'm
don't let the
honest.
truth get in the way of a good story around here.
I'm an honest and innocent little guy. Gary, I pulled a couple times. I never got a win on him. He got me. There was an ugly match we had in Vegas, but yeah, Gary got in the sport and jumped up top as really fast. Gary was such a competitor. He worked his ass off to get to the top quick.
Strong dude.
And he studied. He was like John. He knew more about the sport than I did. I just thought it was just a strength sport, and I still do.
Well, it is a strength sport. I mean,
yeah.
Realistically, once you've been in sport 2-3 years, I mean, yeah, everybody still learns. Like, I mean, I've been in it over a decade. I still learn things all the time. But technically, I think I'm pretty decent as far as knowledge goes. I still learn things nonstop. But basically, as far as like the basics go and the fundamentals, everybody has that down in the first year or two.
Yeah,
And from
definitely.
there, it's just a matter of being strong enough to implement anything else,
Yep.
right? Like arm wrestling technique is the easiest way I describe it is being really good at something that's completely useless except for an arm wrestling, right? Like just being able to turn your hand over like that. When are you ever going to use that pronation strength functionally in real life? Like never,
Yep.
right? But
Right.
it's important in arm wrestling. And if you're able to roll your hand out and around somebody in the middle of a match instead of just on go, be like, oh, the guy's got great technique. And really, it's just he's strong at that one thing. At least he was strong enough to find a hole that he could go through.
But you got to figure that didn't start. That actually started in the '80s and didn't really get implemented till almost '90. The top roll, and that caught as much slack as what the
King's move.
King's move did. King's move should never come in, but
What?
the top roll.
Pretty sure I've seen you King's move.
Ah, fuck the King's move.
Why are you cursing? We're getting heated already. Keep drinking your whiskey. I like it. I like
it. You saw what whiskey did to me in Ireland. It makes me a little.
Well, look, we were in Ireland. You're supposed to drink that kind of whiskey.
That's right. But
I sure did see what it fucking did to you by the end of the night. Oh boy.
The top row caught some slack for quite a while. There was a lot of people that didn't want to implement it. It was supposed to be all hook and power.
Well, yeah, because arm wrestling was considered this test of manly strength.
Yeah.
And now when you're top rolling, you're kind of making it about your hand and not necessarily the strength of your body. And it's like you were running away from power instead of coming into it.
Yeah.
And back then, everybody that was arm wrestling, it was all about, who's the better man.
Yeah. Well, you got to figure that arm wrestling's been around for who knows how many hundreds of years because it's a great test of strength. And guys did it, and they would just hook in, and it was about who had the strongest arm. Now we've come to, it's like watching Ryan pulling me. He's way out like this, and I don't care how good you are. It's still going to take a little while to put him to the pad. When that arm gets locked out, unless you want to break it, or you actually can get them pronated up where they're palm up.
Yeah, if you could just turn their hand right over, they kind of have to stand up.
If you can you got to get the hand turned over. And I got to give Ryan credit. He was a little quicker getting that pronation in than I was to try to get it hooked in. So
he's not 76, so he should be quick. Yeah.
62. Fuck you.
Same thing. Whatever. Oh my God. This might be the most F-bombs we've ever heard from Ron on a live ever.
Yeah.
We're going for a record tonight. Keep drinking the whiskey. I like it.
No. I understand who I'm talking with.
Hey, Ron, Cleve Dean lived about 25 miles from me. I used to see him around town in Moultrie a lot. What a monstrous dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roy lives in Georgia too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Did you hear the story about Cleve? There's a story about Cleve back in the college days. Cleve is what, 6'6", 6'7". I thought Cleve was my height until one day he dropped weight down to 400 and some pounds. And I actually realized Cleve was 6'6", 6'7". Cleve was a huge man.
Yeah, once he dropped some weight, he was actually able to stand up.
And he was able to stand up. And at his funeral, his brother was telling a story about Cleve. And it was the back of the day of the streaking. And down in the college they were going to go streaking. But Cleve, due to his family nature, couldn't streak. So he put a T-shirt on and he covered his head up with the T-shirt. And his dad caught him. And they were like, Cleve, what the hell were you hiding from? You're 6'7", 400 freaking pounds. Everybody in town knows who you are, even if you cover your fucking face. You imagine seeing that run naked through the street?
Yeah, dude, at fucking 500 fucking pounds, if he's running around naked, it's probably not even illegal. There's no indecent exposure. That's got to be fucking covered up, right? He's got to look like Peter Griffin naked at that point.
But no, Cleve was he was a great guy. Great stories. Oh man, and just a powerhouse. Cleve did a lot. He did strongman contests.
Yeah, he did.
He did quite a bit.
Yeah, he was in one of the first 2 or 3 World's Strongest Man contests.
Yep. Yes, he
was.
Late
70s.
Yeah, I think I saw a video of him competing against like fucking Bill.
Yeah, he did.
Way back in the day. See, that's the one thing that wish I had better in arm wrestling. I wish I would have been around longer so I could have, met a lot more of those fucking the old guard that's wasn't around anymore by the time I got in and heard a lot of these stories or even been around for some of the fucking fun escapades. Because I got in like 2012, the end of 2012, and some of the fucking great times I've had at events are just fucking fantastic. Some of my fondest memories that I can't quite remember because I got a
Yeah.
drinking problem. But everybody that's been around long enough has some fun, wild stories of after parties or just different events that stand out because shit got wild. You got anything fun like that?
No, I was a good guy. I went to a tournament and then I went to bed, went out to eat, went home and went to sleep. Never partied.
Never had any beers with the guys after the show. You know,
Are you kidding? The best part about going to tournaments back in the day was the party afterwards.
yeah, I
And
was
the
gonna
after
say, like,
show.
you're from fucking Georgia. I've met you one time, and I saw how that went. So there's no fucking way that
Three.
you just missed all the parties.
Oh, dude, it's early nowadays. Back then, it was like there was times I wouldn't even go to bed before I had to get on my plane and go home. I transferred. I did a tournament out west and I transferred in Minneapolis and I got to Atlanta and I don't remember transferring in Minneapolis.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Arm
So
wrestling. And my arm would be sore for about a month.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that you've got stories from arm wrestling events that you are definitely not able to tell on YouTube.
Oh, probably.
But you got any like real fun ones that you could tell on YouTube?
Only because I can't remember them.
Like, what's the wildest fucking shit you've seen at an arm wrestling event?
Oh, shit. I got to get these questions early. I never saw anything real too wild. Curacao was fun because afterwards the beach was half, nude if you wanted to. So that was interesting. But as far as tournaments, nothing
There's
really
Cleve
wild
running
went on
down the
at tournaments.
beach.
What's that?
I said, and there's Cleve running down the nude beach.
No, Cleve wasn't there, thank God. No, honestly, I don't know of too many wild stories at tournaments. There's always that little epic thing here and there, but never a tournament too much. The parties afterwards usually got pretty wild, but then again, I was usually pretty trash.
Well, what was your most fun after party from any one of these?
Damn, dude. Everyone.
What was your favorite after party after a tournament?
We had a great time in Toronto at Worlds.
Toronto Worlds.
Yeah.
Ottawa?
Yeah. Big.
Ottawa, not Toronto, right?
Or
was it 2006 or 2004?
Yeah, something like that. And then
was that when Travis beat fucking Vovoda?
No, Travis didn't beat Vovoda there.
Well, I don't think Worlds was ever in Toronto. It was in Ottawa.
No, it might have been Ottawa. It was,
and that was where Travis did beat Vovoda.
Yeah.
And then we had it again in Ontario, up in Thunder Bay, I believe, a few years before that.
Yeah, but
long before my time, though.
Yeah, the one was GNCs were always pretty fun. GNC treated me great. That was that was in my prime, managed to win quite a few. And then a couple of times I didn't have to pull. They treated me to everything. I just showed up and sat in my chair and watched everything, and they gave me drinks and food and everything for free. So
well, apparently the crowd all wants to know about the Dabo incident.
If I tell the truth about the Dabo incidents, it's going to make it all just not seem as fun.
Right. Well, I mean, you told me that, and I told you to never ever tell that version of the story again. So why don't you tell the fun version that people want to hear, not the real one?
Well, he went up. He was jacked that day. He was back and forth all day, sort of befriending me and stuff. And then he went up to his match, and Scott was the ref. And him and Scott got into it. That's when they had the little punching match. And seeing the fact that I thought he would listen to me, I went up there to try to calm him down, and he didn't. So I just had to grab him by the face, turn him around, and do the fatherly straighten your shit up or else.
So was he like crying because you had him by the face, or was that just like a perfectly timed photo?
I think it could be both.
So he was crying and you had him by the face.
Yeah, that was the same time. He was definitely crying.
That is a classic.
He might have been coming down off all the shit he was on. So
he doesn't do drugs.
No, not at all.
Well, I mean, I've talked to the guy a few times, and apparently he's not into drugs, like at all. He's just so fucking high strung, you would assume he's smoking meth nonstop. He's
all right.
Just fucking crazy.
All
right, look, he could have been lying to me. I mean, for all I know, he's a fucking messed out fucking liar.
If he doesn't, then he definitely is a very high strung young man, or was then.
I was talking to him the one day, and I would have to like settle him down. John, stop. And he would just stop, and he'd kind of snap out of it for a second. And then you could have a short, brief conversation with him where you're talking to a normal dude. And then all of a sudden he's bouncing around like crazy again.
Yeah.
Right. So
no, he's hilarious to talk to when he's down and calm. He's funny as shit.
I like John. I think he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He's also fucking absolutely nuts, which I don't mind.
Yeah.
Well, he lives in California. You got to be nuts to live in California.
Holy shit. For a guy that's that anti-liberal to fucking live in California.
That's probably why.
Jesus, how would you not go crazy? I mean, I don't like getting into politics because, that's the easiest way to get your channel banned. But for a guy like him that is constantly bashing liberals to pay that much tax and live in California, like, why wouldn't he just fucking move? Like, seriously.
A lot of them. But California has as far as some of the perks of California, it's great. Too bad they just have no political system. But yeah, let's get off politics. I don't like politics. It gets me wild up.
Oh, okay. You keep drinking your whiskey. I'll circle back to politics because now it seems fun. Now that's going to get you all fucking fired up. Yeah. Okay, so into the 2000s, what year was it when you had that super match with Devon at the MGC?
Oh, fuck.
I know it was a long fucking time ago because, Scott McInnes from Arm Sport Videos, he's in the chat, he's listening. He would probably be able to tell us exactly what day, time, and how the weather was that day.
Everybody.
That video is so fucking old, it's still in black and white.
2006.
Yeah, and then we did it again in 14.
Let's not talk about the 14 one.
2006. That was terrible. I had no team to work out with. We didn't have social media, so I had no idea who Devon really was. I just knew he was a military, and I thought, he's a chump. So I'd do a little bit of this.
You've already pulled him a dozen times.
What's that?
You'd already pulled him a dozen times by then.
No, I didn't pull him much by then. I pulled him at Worlds.
Did you not pull him at Niagara Falls?
No. I didn't go there.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I pulled him in Japan at Worlds.
Oh, Japan.
Yeah, that's one we're talking about, 06. But no, I didn't pull Devon. I never pulled Devon much prior to that. Just that one time at Worlds. So I practiced thinking, this is going to be easy. I get up there and he's training, and I hear how great shape he is. He's such an endurance guy. And I'm getting tired. I'm thinking, he's fresh. And mentally, I beat myself some, but he was just a better man, longer lasting. But it was nice to see.
Go ahead.
It was nice to see him after round one on video with Barb Zalepa sweating his ass off, breathing hard. I knew at least that made him work.
Well, dude, that whole fucking super match was crazy how fucking long and hard you two fought. It's one of the best super matches that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Actually, I'm not sorry you lost. Fuck you.
No,
Devon's my guy. And it was
yeah,
kind of
of
Devon's
course.
coming out party. So I just wanted to bring that up to rub it in your face just a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go for it. It is. It is.
But it really was a great
I'm the
match. If
I'm
anybody
the
has a
scapegoat.
link to it, put it in the chat. That'd be fucking fantastic. Anybody that hasn't seen it, definitely go check that out. Ron Bath used to be really, really good at arm wrestling.
Yeah, before people got better. Uh, I can still beat a lot of them, but
Did
yeah,
you beat me?
Devon climbed quick. Devon has such a passion for the sport. He just wanted to get better all the time. Me, I took a lot of arm wrestling for granted because I naturally was just good because of my lifestyle and the style of arm wrestling. Style of arm wrestling had a lot to do with it. They both collaborated together real well.
Your style of arm wrestling, which is extremely, let's call it old school.
Yeah.
Right. You just kind of want to grip up and see who's fucking stronger.
Yeah.
And you don't play a lot of the trickery and the fuckery in any of the games. Like, you just want to grab the dude's hand and see who's fucking stronger.
Yeah.
Which I can appreciate, except I will never ever do that because I don't win if I do that. I really like to fuck around until I've got the advantage because I need it.
We used to be a sport of class and etiquette, but now it's just do whatever it takes to win.
I am going as far as I fucking can to get rid of this fucking class and etiquette. That's bullshit. That's not even real sport. Right? It's all fun and games till somebody loses an eye, and now it's a sport.
Yeah. I mean, the sport definitely has changed as far as tournament. I mean, it used to be a sport of just all power. Now it's a lot of technique and a lot of trickery and tomfoolery. It's like any pro sport out there. When you get to the pro level, I've said it for years already. I hear these guys during these pro events, like when it's us, they want to talk about the rules. I'm sorry, you should not have to go over the rules, except for maybe the audience who might not know the rules yet. But as far as the arm wrestlers go, if you don't know the rules, it's your fucking problem. And honestly, the other part is if you think you're being cheated and you don't want to fuss, you're not going to fuss and fight for a regrip. That's your problem.
Sure, but every league has small rule variations, right?
Yeah.
So, and because there's so many leagues now that are getting top athletes to go out, and when you're one of the top guys, it's very close between everybody most of the time, right?
Yeah.
So little changes matter. So when you sign up to go at this promotion or this one or over there, when you show up, if there's small rule differences that you're not aware of that could change the match, it matters.
Yeah, but as an athlete, before you go into that match, you should have studied those rules, and you should know it so the ref doesn't have to discuss it then.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely. If you don't know the rules by the time you get there for that you're competing under, you fucked up.
Well, it's like when Wall started their, the close your thumb, close your fingers, everybody was whining. I'm sorry, Wall's rules. Wall's rules are close your thumb, close your fingers. So if you're not at a practice already,
what's wrong with your finger?
Oh, it's called 60-some years of abuse. I punched a cow many years ago.
Why would you punch a cow?
Well, see, when you milk cows,
you wouldn't leave in the morning, right?
When you milk cows by hand, if they turn around and start looking at you, they have a tendency to kick. And this one cow kept turning around, and one time she turned around, and I was mad. And
are you sure it wasn't a bull?
No, it was a cow. She had tits, not a dick.
Ron, this is a family show. You can't talk like that.
Yeah. Well, I know your audience. So, but
okay, so
all right.
So
if you're not practicing that kind of stuff prior to going to their tournament, that's your fault.
Absolutely. If you're one of the athletes competing there and you haven't done your due diligence, your homework, you got to know what promotion you're pulling in, what the rule set there is, just as much as you know who your opponent is and how they arm wrestle if you want to try to make any of these
Yep.
adjustments.
Yep.
Absolutely. And sometimes they make last minute changes to the rules. But for the most part, it's generally just
No.
a standardized rule
They
set.
only do the changes when Devon's involved, because then Devon gets with them and starts harping and crying.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Devon gets fucking treated unfairly. He gets to make his own fucking rules. You're one of those guys. Jeez, you know, here I was thinking this is a manly man, old school fucking tough guy, and he's making the same fucking excuses.
He's never done it to me, I don't think. So, but
Didn't need to.
You know, it reminds me of when Tim Brzenk came on and talked about after he had that controversial match with was it Austin Jaggers, where it was all controversial about the refereeing. And he said that he told us he didn't know the rules until he got there. Remember that?
Whose fault's that? Look,
Well,
Timmy's another one of those old school motherfuckers that just doesn't care. He trains, he shows up to be as strong as he can. And then, you know, and Timmy likes a very, very strict rule set. You know, which I don't. I hate it. I fucking hate that strict rule set. I mean, I'll watch it because I love arm wrestling. I don't ever want to compete under that. And a lot of the time I wish even the shit I'm watching wasn't so strict. I want to see these dudes fight, right? I don't want to see like the Tim Breznan Rustam Babiev super match the first time. I think Rustam won 4-3, and all 7 matches were called on fouls. There was not one pin in all 7 rounds. I don't want that. You know, I still watched it. I still enjoyed the match, but it's like, what the fuck? Not one pin? None? It's kind of some horse shit.
Yeah, I think there's a place for the strict rules, you know, like your world tournaments, WAF and IEL, you know, those world, fine, have them. But when it comes to the pro level, little bumps, little fouls, I mean, although the refs can change it, because honestly, I still believe round 3 in my 0-out match, they called a foul on me that they let go in round 1 and round 2.
Was that the one where you were hanging out in the King's move?
No, that was later. That was when I was totally freaking exhausted.
I didn't know you were a King's mover, Ron.
No, I wasn't. It was called my bicep said, I'm done. And my arm said, no, I'm not. And next thing I knew, I was in this position. And I'm going, well, fuck, you ain't pinning me.
So your brain said, fuck it.
But then when I came
break
up,
my arm, I'm not losing.
No, when I came up, I let him beat me.
Well, maybe you should have went a little lower.
I bet you would have never.
Not really.
I bet you would have never guessed, Ron, that he would retire before you from arm wrestling.
I just heard, you know, I just saw his post.
Everybody
was there any reason as to why he retired?
I heard he broke his arm again. I heard he broke his arm again. Is that true? Did he break his arm again?
Not that I know of.
I saw that. Somebody said that somewhere. I don't know if it's true. But
I think it was he realized he's never, ever going to be the best. And he's like, why would I want to work this hard? Or maybe government funding got pulled from him. Look, you're never going to be the guy, so we're not going to pay you anymore.
That's probably the truth to it. But yeah, he was awesome. I mean, Zero, he's a warrior and everything else, but yeah, he's not going to make it to the top because of his size, stature, and size. You can't be a 240 pounder at only 5, whatever he is, 5'8", 5'6".
Well, you can.
No,
but it's going to be tough.
Height and the arm leverage is the key. People are figuring out more and more. Super heavyweights are going to go taller and bigger. You watch.
Well, I mean, they always do. That's just how sports works.
Yep, it does. Once they work it.
That's how arm wrestling goes.
Yep.
Every other sport, I like that it's constantly changing and evolving. You know, these heavyweights are getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
But that doesn't mean Zurab couldn't find some great, interesting matches. Man, he can give anybody a match on a given day in that weight class.
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
Yeah.
This man, especially if you can't get his hand outside of his shoulder, that's fucking wild. How strong he is.
To give him credit, he actually possibly was one of my most inspired losses. Where I fought my ass off, still lost, and I still felt, well, I gave it everything I had. I got beat. And I was done. I was toasted.
That was a fucking awesome match, though.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, that was match of the year.
Now, speaking of like match of the year type shit, did you watch the Connor Sale Matt Smith match at armgods?
Which one?
Connor Sale and Matt
Yeah.
Smith.
Oh, yeah. That was our match of the night. Me and Angie both thought that was match of the night.
Jesus.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
I've been trying to set that match up for like 2 fucking years just because I
Really?
watch how both of these dudes pull. And I'm like, if it's close in strength, these
Yeah.
two dudes are going to meet shoulder to shoulder in the center of the table, and we're going to have to watch it for an hour and still enjoy all of it. That was fucking crazy. I would rather do a goddamn tack match again than have to deal with the pain of an arm from going through what they did. Jesus. That was the match of the ever.
Name? Connor? It's Connor, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he took off and ran, I thought he was cheating, just trying to get free time. I didn't realize he ran out the back door to puke.
Yeah, he kicked over the fire escape exit to go outside and empty his guts. That was halfway through round 5. So they were on the 3rd restart of round 5, and he has to rip the strap off, timeout, and he just runs out to puke.
Oh yeah, I thought he's cheating so bad he's just going for a break. Until the next day when he told me, he ran out the door and threw up. I was like, fuck.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting after it good and fucking hard when you got to take a timeout to go fucking puke.
Yeah.
Jeez. No, Matt stood there at the table the entire time with a death glare, exhausted, ready for tears, how much pain he's in from his arm fucking screaming at him. There's no way you're feeling good by round 5 at that. Because we went at least 3 rounds every fucking round, right? That's like 21 fucking rounds in a super match.
Well, I know about what they felt with my 0 match. I'll tell you, but you still want to keep coming at like a pit bull. You still want to come at and win it.
Yeah, and Matt would not back down, and Connor was right in there with him the whole time.
Yeah.
For it to go back and forth all the way through 7 like that, just absolutely ridiculous. Both of those guys are fucking idiots to ever put their body through that type of fucking.
But for what?
Just why because you want to win. That's not even a wanting of winning. That's just refusing to lose.
Yeah, but that's what competition is, isn't it?
Oh, that's why I love it. It's why I do this shit. Look, I will do the same fucking thing. I just don't want to. I know. I will absolutely do it if I have to.
That's probably the biggest thing I think about when I, being 62, crossing my mind about leaving and giving it up, crossed my mind, because if you lose that edge of not wanting to lose, you don't care anymore. You just want to go. You lose that edge of fight and only to compete.
I can't see it happening.
You give up a lot. You got to have.
I can't see that ever happening for you, Ron. I could see you old as fuck. You got to take the electric wheelchair up to the stage and then grab your cart and get yourself up there and then, switch that out so you can hold on to the table. And you're still going to fight as hard as you fucking can.
Considering I've thought that for like 20 years since my 40s. Yeah. I'll probably be around forever.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. You may lose that competitive edge where you want to work harder than your opponent training to get there.
Yeah.
That happens. But a guy like you is never going to say, I just don't want to fight anymore when the ref said go. You're always going to fight as hard as you can in the moment during the match, right? You're never just going to give it up.
Yeah.
So let's get to your match at armgods.
Which match was that? Oh, that. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think I gave you the best advice ever before that match. Just don't lose to that guy. Trust me. You will forever be remembered as the guy that lost to Bowen. And you don't want that. If that don't light a fire under your ass, I don't know what will.
Well, you gave me the same advice I was giving myself. There was no way I was going to lose a match to him.
Well, you didn't sound all that confident beforehand.
Well, you know what? You got to have a little doubt, so you put a little fire in your ass. But yeah, I definitely did not want to lose one to him.
Oh,
So,
fuck no. No,
and he definitely he brought a good fight, but he still has work to do.
Ryan knows how to arm wrestle. I mean, 10 out of 10, that dude is a better arm wrestler than you.
He knows more. Yeah, I would agree.
Right. Well, it's hard to say something like that, right? He's a better arm wrestler than you. Well, then why doesn't he win?
He's more knowledgeable, but he's not stronger in the areas he needed to be.
Oh, because he's not as fucking strong.
Yeah.
So who's the better arm wrestler? You win. So wouldn't that make you the better arm wrestler?
I'm the better arm wrestler.
Should be the end result, right? Who's the better arm wrestler? The one that wins.
He's more technical.
I would say I'm the better arm wrestler. He has the more technical arm wrestler. And see, and that was
he's
my
more
one,
of a student of the game for sure.
That was the one thing I did that crossed my mind is most people, I knew you go one spot and you're only going to go one spot the whole match. I knew Ryan was going to try different things every match. And he made some flaws in his decisions, but I'm not going to say what they are, but he did make some flaws in the decisions of what he did when he did them. In a private conversation, I'll tell you, but not on YouTube.
Why the fuck not?
Because I don't want anybody to know, and I don't want Ryan to know in case we ever have a rematch.
Oh, don't be a pussy, Ron.
He probably figured it out anyway. He probably knows what he did wrong.
Pussy.
He's got to study his own videotapes. So,
Ron, with him being the better technical arm wrestler.
Where'd you go?
This happens from time to time.
Yeah, Ryan Bowen shut him off.
So, from a strength perspective, how close do you think did you feel like you were just enough? Was it far enough stronger where you didn't really tell how strong he was, or what?
Arm strength. He's got a ways to go. His pronation was really good, but then when you think about it, if he doesn't drop below the table, in round one, if he doesn't drop below the table and stays up a little bit, I beat him sooner, and we don't go to a foul and go to a regrip, which saves me and makes me stronger. And the other time when he goes down below the table, it still took me longer to beat him. If he stays up and fights like what I would call a man, not go down to here, I would have beat him sooner. He wanted to say...
That's great to hear from a guy that Kings moved again.
Well, Zarab didn't beat me when I was in the Kings move, did he? It was when I came up. But,
how straight can you straighten your arm all the way out, Ron? Or
right there?
Much, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got a little built-in Kings move there.
Yeah, but no, all my kids, my whole family, my dad, every one of us all had that. We never could straighten our arms out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because my son who got caught in the fire, he got burned about a year and a half ago. And he was telling me how the therapist wanted him to straighten his arm out, and he showed me, and it was right there. And I says, just tell him that's as far as your family genetics allows your arm to go.
Yeah. Wow. But, is he okay now?
Yeah. Yep. He's back working full time. You know, some of the scars are still healing, but yeah, he's 100% doing well.
Good.
Yep. He's a proud daddy of a 5-month-old baby girl.
Okay, what did I miss? Because my internet just completely fucked off on me for a minute.
Not much.
Just talking about the strength level of Bowen. About his Ron's genetically, his arm is never really straightened out all the way, even before he arm wrestled.
Well, what I think my favorite part. Did I fucking freeze again?
Well, we can hear you, but your picture's freezing up, but I can still hear you.
Anyways, my favorite part, I think the smartest thing Ron ever did in arm wrestling.
Fuck. I didn't do anything smart. That's why it froze up.
Okay, say it again, Beer Man.
God
the smartest thing Ron ever did in arm wrestling was?
Choosing his corner man at arm god.
Oh, choosing his corner man at
Had
armgods.
you corner man at arm god.
And the dumbest thing he ever did
stepped in.
was not listening to his corner man at arm gods until the end of round 3.
Yeah. No, we did good. We did good. You, Rich, and Tim all helped me out great.
Oh, man.
Man, you gotta get out of those
I'm
north
telling
woods,
you, if you
man.
would have listened to me a little earlier, would have went easier. Man, I'm going to blame your internet. You know, you had all your internet problems
Yeah.
at the beginning, and now they're fucking being projected onto me.
Yeah, you blame me.
Yeah.
I'll blame Ange later.
Yeah, it's Ange's fault. You're on her phone.
Yeah.
So just tell the fans I helped you win that match.
I think it was everybody. It was a team. It was teamwork.
Ron, tell the fans I helped you win that match.
All right, seeing you have me on your show. Yeah, you helped me win that match. Not really, but you did.
Well, there's a pretty good chance you would have done it without me.
Honestly, you and Tim both told me about the same thing, and it woke me up because I knew that, but I was just getting away from it because honestly, yeah, I didn't want, sometimes when you don't want to lose so bad, you forget to come back up, and to come back up and regrip definitely was a plus.
Well, when Tim ran over, he's like, I need to talk to Ron. I'm like, well, he's allowed one cornerman. And, well, fuck it. I'm going to sit down and I'll let Tim do it. And everything Tim was saying was right. Now, I had a few things I wanted to add into that, which we got to the next round.
No, even I told Tim, I said, no, you both gave me advice I needed to hear at that time. And Rich kept my arm good. No, I had a good team.
Yeah.
No,
Tim
when
Breslin
you finally
or Tim
started
Talmadge?
listening, though, in round 3, and you started relieving that space to get more.
Well, round 2, I didn't need to. Round 2, he went into a hook.
Round 2, he tried to hook you because he had the wrong side of the buckle, and he does that every fucking time. When he's got the buckle on his hand, he tries to hook.
It was stupid. Error number one.
Yeah. He's been doing it for a long fucking time, though.
Here's the reason. I shouldn't. You cut out, so I won't.
He's in and out. He's in slow motion.
No, because Ryan had control of the tightness of the belt when it's on his side, and he left it loose.
It's not really a thing.
What's that?
The ref should be tightening it to what he deems appropriate.
Yeah,
and that's.
Oh, I agree.
The end of it. The strap is not supposed to be used as a tool. If I put the strap on and they ask me to go tighter, I tell them no. That strap will suffice to keep your hands together. That's it. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which side the buckle's on. Now, if the guy with the buckle on his hand is saying that buckle is hurting me, okay, we can loosen it. But I will never tighten it again. It's good enough. It will keep your hands together. It is not meant as a tool or a weapon. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what did the rules say?
I agree with you 100%.
I thought
that is the rules. Like there is no rule written that says the guy with the buckle chooses.
Yeah, I agree.
How tight it is. It's the referee's discretion. It's the referee's discretion. Ron, you got to get yourself a beer hand.
Here.
It's the referee's discretion on how tight that strap goes, and if he says it's on fine, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no reason to tighten ever again. The strap is there to keep you from slipping, not to be used as a weapon.
But when he went
all of us motherfuckers will weaponize a strap if you let us. Absolutely.
Yeah, when he went into that strap, when he went into the hook, I was like, all right, I love this. Whoa. I knew it just mattered. I knew he wasn't going to beat me in a hook.
No,
I knew it might.
He should have ran at your hand again and tried to tire you out a little more. That would have been a far better strategic option for himself.
With the looser hand, he would have been smarter to do it that way.
Yep. But he's an idiot.
Yeah.
I think by that point, Ron, he was scared.
Yeah.
What's up, Cobra?
What up, though?
Hi,
Where'd that
Cobra.
come from?
Good to see you, Ron. Good to see you, Roy. What up, Evan?
Cobra,
What are
have
you
you
doing
met my guest,
hacking in
Ron
here?
Bath?
Hey, what?
I know his name says Angie Rose, but that's actually Ron Bath. I don't know if you guys know each other.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? Cobra, you sneaking in on Angie?
What in the world?
My phone wasn't working.
How's everybody doing?
But change that.
Hey, Evan,
Good.
that's a bad dude you got on your show, bro. Y'all don't even know.
Oh, Cobra, look, I love you being on the show, but
seen it.
I'm gonna need you to just not jump all over this for the next 2 minutes because we're about to get to the fun part.
Okay.
The tack match. Did anybody see the live premiere of that tonight?
No.
No.
Yes.
You sent it to me. I was closing a deal on a Mercedes.
Some things are more important.
I watched it, but I watched
Can't
it
say I
live.
did.
I watched it live too.
Well, Ron Bath's the only one that actually watched it live.
Well, during the broadcast.
And that motherfucker lies. He says, I didn't watch it. I didn't like it. But motherfucker, I looked around between rounds and the dude was standing on a fucking chair from his spot in the back trying to fucking see everything.
I was not on a chair.
Well,
I
maybe
was in the
Angie
back
had you
room
on her
drinking a couple
shoulders,
of
but you
whiskeys.
were way the fuck up looking, trying to get a good view.
I was. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll fast. Yep. You're correct.
Now, what did you think of it?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I think actually
Don't hold back.
it's great for the views and for garages. I don't know if it's anything we need in tournaments. Because straight up.
Oh man, nobody's signing up to a fucking tournament like that. Jesus Christ.
Well, our super match on a professional format, whatever the hell you want to call it. I just don't think we need it.
It is Arm Gods.
Probably it's got more views.
Arm Gods is unlike anything.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a little time out and talk about that.
You had a pint with Marcus, Ron? Did you?
What's that?
You have a pint with Marcus?
No.
You didn't have a Guinness with Marcus?
Oh, yeah, I had a couple of Guinness with Marcus.
Now you know, Arm Gods is different.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Think about the whole Arm Gods experience.
Why am I looking at myself?
Swipe across your screen.
But here's the
Just
thing.
like you're Roy on Grindr.
Here's the thing. We had fake fights to draw attention. We had NFL, baseball, fake. Now we have fake cuts and blood. What's going to be next?
Pistol.
A flying drop kick across to kick your cornerman comes flying across and drop kicks
and the
somebody.
blood is real.
Yeah, it is true. Now, honestly, the tack match itself, Evan,
Man, I would love to see Big B drop kick somebody.
The tack match itself would have been fine. The night before, to me, was just totally not needed. Considering he missed where the beer can hit him by 6 inches. So
Ron, that both Beerman and Uncle John grew up watching Mick Foley doing pro wrestling. So that's
probably. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah, those guys are not.
You didn't care for the press conference, but Arm Gods as a whole, what did you think about the experience? How's the week in Ireland? All of it. How were you taken care of?
Honestly, it was awesome. We were treated amazingly. The event, everybody who saw my match watched my match on video, said it was the best production they've seen. And, of course I don't show when I lose, only when I win. But
Sound motherfucking bad.
yeah, I mean, the production was great. They did awesome. From the
Would you
players,
do
the
Arm Gods again?
sparkle. Yeah, to me, kicking ass.
Would you want to go to another Arm Gods?
Yeah.
Right. So Arm Gods is fucking awesome. Now,
Yeah.
let's get right into the nitty gritty of that tack match, and maybe into how much whiskey was consumed.
Oh, about my feelings?
Yeah, let's go to your immediate reaction. I want to talk about that. First, drink your whiskey. Why is it empty?
Yeah, because I drank it.
Well, why is there not more?
Nah, I got enough. I got to work tomorrow.
Oh, Ron.
No, dude,
You never
you're
went to
wrong,
work
motherfucking
hungover in
back.
your
You
life?
ain't gotta work.
No, I'm not 30 anymore. 62. No, I don't know.
Well,
No,
at
we're good.
62, you're allowed to call in sick once in a while.
No, not when I got 3 crews I got to watch.
Yeah, it's his own business, man.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty
so
much.
your immediate reaction.
Honestly, the night before turned me off. I really wasn't big on it. So no, I sat in the bar most of the time. I came out and saw what it was. And when I saw John go like this with the blood, I was like, you know what? We don't need this. And I walked back in.
And then you came back out to watch the match anyways.
I didn't watch it all. No.
I looked around. Dude, I'm not lying when I say I fucking looked over and there you were peeking. You're trying to watch.
But like I said, you and me had good conversation about it before I left. And I agree with you. For the views and for the promotion part of certain areas, great. But for
let's
somebody
not get into my conversation about it. I want to hear your initial reaction.
Yeah,
Ron,
my initial reaction.
I know that we're live right now, and you're a nice guy. You don't want everybody to see you being angry.
I don't think as a sport to get promotion we need that. All right. Now you and Uncle John for views wanted it, and you did good. All right. Here's my point. My point is we don't need it, and I don't want it because for years, you're talking going back to the 80s and 70s, we were considered a barroom sport.
Right.
All right. So to push and push and push and try to get it at a high level, and then we have it. Now to have a tack match, fine. But to do all the WWE stuff, it's not me, and that's probably because of my age and from that era I come from. But I just don't think we need it.
Right. No, Ron, I was really hoping you would drink a little more whiskey and get as animated as you did in Ireland.
Nah, that's not going to happen tonight.
Well, that's a little bit up. But
Uncle John had me fired up because of his little snubby little attitude.
You want to get into that? I want to hear about that.
No, I just told him to fuck off.
Well, it was a little more than that, Ron. It was a little more than that.
Well, no, at the end, when I walked away, I just said fuck off and I walked away.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to get you to tell the story of when you were right fucking fired up. That's the fun stuff.
You're trying to dig something that's not even there. Do you write for Inquirer?
Well, you don't want me to look. If you don't want me to tell it, I won't tell it while you're on. But I promise you, I'm gonna tell the story as soon as you're gone.
If it come out of Uncle John's mouth, I wouldn't buy it. That's like reading Inquirer.
Well, it came out of your mouth. Look, I was standing outside having myself my cigarette, my fucking beer pint, like I do. And you walked out, took one look at me. I saw the big shoulders. And then you looked over at Angie and said, I gave it to John. I'm saying it to him.
Yeah, I did.
And you walked right into my fucking face with
I was back off. I was off about a foot.
Yeah, you were pretty fucking close, a lot closer than I liked. I had to say, whoa, Ron. I'm like, do we have an actual problem, or are you just telling me your opinion? Like, no, I'm just telling you my opinion. I'm like, okay, carry on. Now, but you had threatened to slap the fuck out of Uncle John.
I think you're elaborating just a little. But
Ron, calm
yeah.
down. Don't
Now,
be so
it's real
animated.
easy to convince the people
Oh.
that I am elaborating on that because of the shit that I say nonstop that is nonsensical. But I'm telling you, this is not elaborated. He's threatening to smack the piss out of him.
Oh, Uncle John? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to. Oh, yeah. His
But you just
smug
don't
little
like
look.
Uncle John.
His smug little look up there while I was telling him what I thought of it with his little, it looks pretty cute. No, no, that tells me I did not have enough whiskey. Because if I had one more, couple of more, I might have. But no,
Why
I'm
do you
not
think I
that
want
kind
you
of
to
guy
drink more
anymore.
right now?
What's that?
That's why I want you to drink more whiskey right now.
No,
Look,
no, no.
Uncle John
We're good.
told me
We're
what
good.
happened, and he was like, when Ron got in my face, I was like, oh man, I am so fucked right now.
I was
you know
with
what?
Uncle John.
Evan, Ron Bath has like the greatest meme in arm wrestling when he little boys that dude's head. You know who I'm talking about?
Fucking fuck.
You know who I'm talking about, Evan? When Ron
Yeah,
Yeah, we
John
talked
Dable
about
meme.
that earlier.
Oh,
John
were you?
Dable.
Oh, I'm late. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it was
Thanks,
fucking
Ron, for
phenomenal.
that moment. He little boyed him.
So Ron, when you got all animated
No,
on the whiskeys
no more
and
whiskey.
said you hated it, you spent 40 years. Remember earlier you were talking about the Wild World of Sports, and I said I wanted to cycle back to that later tonight. This is what I meant.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s, arm wrestling was on the Wild World of Sports.
Yep.
And then it wasn't.
Early 80s as well.
And you guys are saying, well, you specifically said you spent your entire career trying to bring it out of the bars, and we're up here trying to bring it back. And that is
you weren't
exactly
trying to
what
bring
it is.
it
We are
back.
definitely trying to bring it back.
You
No,
weren't
we
trying to
are.
bring
We
it
are
back.
definitely trying to bring it back to the bar.
Match,
we want
that
it back
match
in the
doesn't do us
bars.
any good.
So I disagree. Here's the thing, Ron. If I'm wrong and it doesn't garner attention, it doesn't bring new eyes to the sport, it doesn't bring new viewers, which is what you really need. Okay, it doesn't hurt anybody else, anybody other league that doesn't do this shit. It doesn't hurt them. You're never going to stop watching King of the Table because armgods did a tack match, right? You're just not going to watch armgods anymore.
No
King of the Table fan is going to stop being King of the Table fan. So we can't hurt anybody really except ourselves. But if I'm right, and a lot of people start watching this shit because of that, now the whole sport grows as a whole, and they grow, right? So there's no losing for arm wrestling as a whole, but there is a possibility of winning.
I don't think you're going to win. I don't think you're going to win any more to true arm wrestling. You're not going to win any more true viewers to true arm wrestling. Just for those that love the blood and gore.
Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but say you get millions of views on a tag match because people are like, what the fuck? These dumb fucks are arm wrestling into thumbtacks? Right? And people like watching stupid shit. Now, you get a million people watching that, and say a few thousand of them are like, you know what? This arm wrestling thing's kind of cool. Let me check out. Is there any other arm wrestling? Holy fuck, there's real good arm wrestling, not just tag matches. And now you got more fans. The sport grows overall. It is possible that happens, where it's impossible that, well, I shouldn't say impossible. We did make several people quit arm wrestling because of our match, and I'm actually kind of happy about that because I love ruining people's lives. But that's only because I'm a bad person.
You remember you remember when you went to the carnival and there was the geek that bit the head off of the live chicken?
Ozzy Osbourne. Hold on. Get back to what you're saying. I got to read the super chat before it leaves. White Wolf. Fuck.
I'll read it.
I already lost it.
Okay, you
do it.
White Wolf,
hey,
$20.
Hey, fellas, I'm out. Ron, awesome to see you, brother. Keep on keeping on.
Take care. Take care, my friend.
Peace. All right, later.
Hey, Cobra, fuck off. I don't want to hear no egg sandwich.
Hey, say hi to your mom for me, kid.
Fuck.
Okay, White Wolf, $20. It was a pleasure to meet Ron and see
I
such
love
a
Cobra. He's a
legend
fuckhead.
pull and beat that local Irish tour guide, Ryan Bowen. There were amazing high energy matches. Sure hope you come back to another Arm Gods. Sup, Cobra? Ahoo! Ahoo!
Oh, I'll learn how to say it if they get me back there.
Oh, oh, oh. Goddamn, Ron. There's no way you're never coming back to Arm Gods if you want to. Like, that shit's awesome. I
No,
fucking love it.
my
For
better
those
half.
2 minutes where I walk out and my song's playing, my name's called,
They find my
I
better half a
fucking
match. She'll
love it.
take one too. I'll bet money on it. Yeah.
She want a tag match?
I don't think
I'll
Angie
pull
will
Angie
take
in a tag match.
Angie won't
What
take
if it's
a tag
against me? I don't know how to win.
Yeah, she's guaranteed not to go
I'll
into
pull
the
you for a
tags.
tag match.
I'll pull you in a tag match, Ron.
Double the money, and I'll pull you for a tag match.
Yes!
Look,
Yes!
I've got no idea what kind of money you make. Your money
I just
is no
got
business
a flat
of mine.
out no. I got a flat out no from the back room.
What?
But you're not going to get
allowed to, or
taxed,
she
Ron.
won't do it.
He can't even false start you into the tax, Ron. You're that
No,
much
I
stronger.
don't. I'm not worried about it.
Ron, if you think I'm afraid to pull you in a tag match, you are out of your goddamn mind. I would love to do that.
I'd beat you so fast.
Right.
You'd have the staples coming out this part of your hand.
So?
All right, guys.
Dude,
I got a
you
few
would
more
bear me
minutes.
through those tacks so goddamn fast, they would come through my hand and into yours.
I got a few more minutes, so let's
and
round
I'm
this
okay
up
with it.
Okay. I got
Money's
a question.
right.
What's your prediction on the Devon Levan rematch?
Oh God, why does everybody want to ask this? You know what? Number one, I don't care. Two, I'm rooting for Devon. Three, I think he's a long shot. But if Devon can stall Levan out, one match, Ermey's proved if you stall Levan out a bit, he can't handle it.
And you saw what Devon did to Hermes.
Yep.
You don't think Devon could now stall Levan out even faster than Hermes did, especially considering Levan's coming off an injury?
Flat out, I think it's still a long shot for Devon. I think Devon can stall him out. You know, arm wrestling's such a finical sport. You know, you can, like they're showing Levan not lifting that much. Is that play or not? I don't know. I don't care. Devon, I know, has such a serious lock when he is healthy. He's feeling healthy. He's confident. I think until I see round one, I don't like making predictions on some of these matches because it's like a track meet of two superstars.
Whoever but what do you think is going to happen? If somebody handed you $1,000, said you got to bet it on one of them, which side do you put it on?
Well, to win or on the shutout stake? I'll
just
take
to win. Just to win.
What's the shutout stake? Is it for Levan?
If Devon wins one round, you win your money.
Before one of the first four. One of the first four.
One of the first four, yes.
I might be putting money on that one if there's still an opening. But here's the thing. I think if Devon can win one early, then it goes to Devon.
Yes.
Right. So if he wins one of those first four, now the thing is with the shutout stakes, if Devon wins one on fouls, right, you don't even need to see a go. He could win a match on fouls.
All right.
And you still win the shutout stakes, but he never stopped him.
If I had $1,000, somebody gave me $1,000 to bet. All right, because of what I saw last time, something saying, stupidity's telling me to bet on Levan, but there's a part of me that says you cannot bet against Devon.
Yeah. Dude, I would have bet the fucking farm.
And honestly, there's just something deep within me that says I would probably put it on Devon.
I would have bet the farm on Levan last time. I told everybody that. Like, Devon is a major underdog. Levan is a fucking monster that is heads above everybody that's ever arm wrestled. And, Devon showed up looking to fucking take that crown, climb that mountain. And Devon's crazy, right? He's fucking nuts. Yeah. When he sets that goal, that's what he's aiming for. And he doesn't give a fuck about anything else. He's going for it. right?
But
And he found out exactly what it was, and he was a lot closer than I thought he was going to be.
but here's
Now,
the thing.
this one, I know Devon's way better than he was then. Way fucking stronger.
Yeah.
For sure.
But here's the thing.
And Levan's coming off an injury.
Here's the thing with watching. You know, you said, you know, we
put
agree.
my money on Devon. Flat.
He beat Hermes. Devon beats Hermes. Hermes gives frickin' Levan a war. What that does for Devon is it gives you that confidence just a little bit more edge, saying, hold it. If he can do that,
Devon beat Hermes after
Yeah.
the Hermes Levan match.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. So
that made the super heavyweight division a division again. Everybody realized Levan was beatable.
All right.
That Hermes match.
It goes back to what was it? In the 1990 when I beat John the first time. All right, first time I beat John let me go to where I wanted to go, and that was in a deep hook with a press, and John couldn't get out of it. All right, John ended up beating me. That John still took first, but what it told me is he is beatable. And when you see something happen to somebody you have at a high platform, no matter how strong, and you see something happen to them, to somebody, you either stall them out, you beat them one time, you do it, it puts them back on your playing field.
Humanizes.
And watching Hermes stall out Levan, put Levan back on Devon's playing field, even though Devon got hurt. Because I do agree with you. Devon, I think, is way stronger all around right now than he was back then.
We've got an upgraded Devon and Levan on his downswing, no longer at his peak. And I don't think it should be a shutout stake. I think Devon is a slight favorite.
I think the shutout stake is easy money. Barring injury.
It probably is. But it'll be interesting. It's definitely getting enough.
So, Ron, I just want to point this out, though. You went from absolutely hating the tack match, threatening to slap Uncle John, getting right up in my fucking face about it, to accepting a tack match against me.
More than double the money, only because I know I won't lose one.
I have no idea what your money was, so that's a you thing with them.
That's a lot of money.
Ron, I'm not going to let you beat me.
I don't think it's going to happen, but.
Well, I mean, I got Tim Brzenk coming up in one of these. I'm pulling Timmy.
Oh, really?
Left-handed.
You know, let's just get rid of the interview at night. You probably would have got a better result from me if we didn't have the interview at night with the stupid.
Look, if Uncle John wouldn't have pulled my fucking beard, I wouldn't have hit him. So we could have a match. I don't think Tim Brezenk's going to reach up and pull my beard. And if he does, God help me, because I'm going to hit him with a beer can, and he's probably going to fuck me up. You know? And I don't want that to happen. But if he pulls my beard, I'm going to do something about it. I'm not going to let you treat me like that.
I don't think Tim's going to fake cut his forehead. That's for sure.
Well, you can say whatever you want about all that, but if you pull my beard, I'm going to hit you with a beer can. So don't do that. And we're good, right?
Fucking tempting right now. It's so
well, it's lucky for you you're in Georgia, Ron.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, guys.
You are way too old. You're going to fucking grab my beard. I'm going to hit you with a beer can. Your hip will break, you old fuck.
Double down on that one. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right, love you, Ron.
All right, take care. We'll catch up later.
Way past your bedtime.
It is that. Mama's yelling for me in the back room.
Oh, I'm not going to say it. Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah, later.
Fuck off. Oh, my God. I thought I was going to have to kick him out. The old prick does not know how to end a Zoom call.
Oh, God, that was funny.
I do love me some Ron Bath, though. That dude is fucking awesome.
Yeah, he is.
You think he can actually pull me in a tag match? Like,
no, he's not gonna.
We gotta rig it so that I can make him bleed too, though.
I don't think you can false start him into the pad because he's gonna be looking for it.
Well, I can just when he's grabbing my hand. You know, I haven't set my hand down.
You could have me hiding in the crowd and shoot him with a blowgun.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. That's a thing. Here's the thing. Um, when you get to a certain level of arm wrestling, it's not as far as you would think. Okay, so yes, once he starts going, pretty well fucked. A 10% difference is massive.
Hmm.
But if I don't got to use an elbow pad and I'm allowed to put my whole body up over top of it, I could definitely pin him. Definitely. And if I'm not worried about rules and shit, yeah, I could
Yeah.
definitely fucking put him into the tax. And I would
Yeah.
definitely fucking cheat and do all of that crazy shit.
Yes. Yes,
But
you
how
would.
cool would that be to get a guy that hated it so bad to do one?
Can you imagine though what like if Ron Bath had a tag match with you? I would love to have a live camera watch with the if he watched it, if he was made to watch it, like a live facial reaction of like John blah 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 watching this match. He'd be like, it just be like,
I
he'd
don't
be
think you'd be allowed to show the footage of John blah blah watching the tack match.
he would be
Guaranteed, he
appalled.
was fucking. Him and Ingen were fucking. You know.
Oh Lord. I think what people are failing to understand is when Uncle John fell to the ground, he hit his forehead on a sharp edge, and that's what busted his head open. I mean, of course not. Of course, that's not where you hit him with the beer can, but he fell and he hit his head on a fucking sharp corner. That's why he bled.
The sharp corner of the flat fucking floor.
No, it was next to the
I think it
space.
was his wedding ring. You know, he fucking grabs his head and he sliced himself with a fucking ring. And
Yeah,
that's why you should never get married.
right. That's one
Yeah.
reason for sure.
Well, there's like a lot more, but that's fucking one of them. Ring avulsion's another. That shit is terrifying. Now, for a guy like me that doesn't have a lot of money for you to take, ring avulsion's far more scary than divorce. But for a guy that actually has money or a job, now you got to worry about that, right?
So sometimes those two things go together.
Yeah, she'll give you weird, right? She'll have 3 kids within your marriage that you've fathered none of. You haven't had sex since the wedding night. And next thing you know, you've got fucking 3 kids. And she leaves
Yeah.
you. And you still owe a ton of money.
Yeah, what is that? I mean,
Ideal.
that's not cool.
Ideal.
Only a sucker signs up for that. Man, I mean.
You're a sucker.
Hey, I got a story. I got a good story from last weekend if you want to hear it. I think it's pretty
Can
interesting.
you tell the story while I go piss?
Well, don't you want to hear it? Can you hear it?
I'll be able to hear while peeing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll start. Okay, so this past weekend, Friday, I went to the pub. They call it the pub in Tifton, which is about 25 miles north of here. My buddy's band was going to play. I actually didn't know that when I showed up, but then I was like, oh, they're going to play. So I'm sitting there watching my buddy's band play, and not. I had like the whole night. I had like 3 Irish car bombs, so I didn't have a lot. This was over a few hours. Maybe there was some other substance I ingested before I went there, but that's not necessarily the case. So we get close to the end of the night. Well, I think the band had finished, and the way this place is set up, like it's like 2 different rooms. There's the big bar in the dining room, and then there's like a side room. It's just like a door. It's really an open doorway. This where the band plays, and there's another bar in there. So I had been sitting in that, the band room. I come walking over to the other place after the band's finished, and I notice there's a guy there, and he looks like a drunk guy who's a little bit upset about something. I think he was talking to the owner, and he's like, there's this sort of moderately heated conversation goes on for a bit. Then the guy walks off and leaves. And I'm like, I figured it's just a drunk guy, that's whatever. He's getting kicked out of the bar. I don't know.
You're wrong.
So
I heard none of your fucking story. I was wrong. It's raining. As soon as I stepped outside to pee, it got real loud.
Okay, you want me to start over? I'm really just
no. I don't want you to tell any of the story. But, I mean, if you're gonna finish the story, yeah, start over. Short form, because half the people already heard half of it.
Okay, I'll do the short form of the beginning. I was in a place called the Pub in Tifton. My buddy's band was playing. When the band finished playing, I walked into the other part of the bar, not the band room where they play, and there was a guy standing there talking. He was a short little shaved head guy. He was sitting there, kind of looked like he looked like a drunk guy who was a little disoriented. And he was kind of having a heated, not super heated, but kind of a heated conversation with the guy who owns the place. That's always there running it. And I just figure he's like, well, I don't know. I figure he's just a drunk guy that's had some kind of problem or issue. And then he turns around, he walks out and leaves. So I walk in there and I'm like, what was that? And the girl that I know that works there, she's like, he just got knocked out. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, he was just on the floor over there just a minute ago. And she was like, what the fuck? She's like, and so then I start talking and I was like, there's a motorcycle club in the Tifton area. And apparently one of those guys was there at the bar, and this guy kind of ran his mouth to that guy and got, punched in the mouth and went to the floor and got knocked out. So he left, mouth was bleeding. Okay, whatever. So I don't know. I'm not sure about the time, but 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, I don't know, maybe not even that long, guy comes back in. And I'm just like, this probably ain't going to be good. So he goes.
So when was
this was in Tifton, this place called the Pub.
Yeah, but how long ago?
Oh, this was Friday night, this past Friday night.
Oh, okay.
And so the guy comes back in, and I'm like, this probably ain't going to be good. He shouldn't be coming back. Like, it was time to go. So he comes back in and he walks in. He walks up, and the owner's standing there. And he walks up and he starts talking. And I'm like 4 feet away. I'm close enough to where I can actually hear the conversation. And it's it is a fairly loud room, so I had to be fairly close for me to be able to hear with the way my hearing is. So they start having this conversation. The guy's like, who hit me? And there's like, what do you mean who hit you? The guy who you told to suck your dick. I mean, like, what do you think? Who do you think hit you? Like, well, I don't know who it was. And he was just like, he was just really. I think he was on some shit. As I don't think he was just drinking. So he starts talking, and he's like, he pulls the owner's like, man, look, what, you don't need to, this is not, you don't need to continue this. And he tried to pull the wool. I've spent so much money up here and blah blah blah. And the owner's like, look, hey, he's like, I will talk with you. He's like, but you're not going to sit here and yell at me. He's like, well, come outside and talk with me. And the owner's like, I'm not going outside with you. So then he's like, well, and then he starts yelling again. The guy's like, don't fucking yell at me. And then he pushes the owner, shoves him. Well, I don't really know any of these people. I mean, I haven't hung out there a whole lot, but there was like a wave of like 4 or 5 guys who got up, and it was just like a human bulldozer just like pushing this guy out the door. The guy who was in the lead was a fairly decent sized guy named Sanchez, a Mexican. So I don't go out there. I'm just like, all right, they got him out. I don't have a dog in this fight. And they stay out there for a couple of minutes, and I hear bang, gunshot. And I'm like, oh shit, this has just changed. No. So anyway, so I'm just like, oh shit. So can you hear me? Are you there? Are you there? So anyway, so I go out, I pull my gun out, and I go out there. I can't hear you. Your internet sucks. So I get my gun out and I go out there, and I I peek around the corner and I see this guy, and he's standing there, and he's like, got a gun in his pistol in his hand. He's holding it straight down by his side.
Back up just a second. Back up.
Okay.
Back up.
Back up like this.
How did your gun come out?
I pulled it out of my fucking pocket.
Yeah, why?
Because I heard a gun.
When you heard gunshots, that's where my internet cut out.
I heard a gunshot, so I was like,
So they pushed this dude out of the bar that was being a dickhead, and he'd already been knocked out.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, like a minute later, I hear a gunshot.
Okay.
Because one of the things the guy said to the owner that I forgot to mention was when he was talking to the owner, he's like, dude, all these bikers are still here. You don't want to fuck with this whole bunch of them. He's like, well, send them out here. I got something for them. And I'm thinking, I think I know what he's talking about. So I go out there. I peek around the corner. I've got my gun out. And the guy's standing there, and he's just standing there with these guys are still sitting there arguing with him. And I'm like, I don't stand there and argue with somebody who's holding a fucking gun. Why are they doing this? So
generally, if you're holding a gun, you're not planning on shooting anybody. If you're going to shoot them, you would have. You're not going to argue. So at that point, your gun is either for self-defense or you're trying to work up the fucking courage to use it.
Well, that's the thing. Somehow, maybe I don't know. They said he shot a round into the concrete, into the pavement. So whatever. Okay. But they did say that he also stuck the gun. He did at one point stick the gun to Sanchez's head. So I didn't see any of this because I didn't go out there immediately, but I went out there after the gunshot. So I'm like, there's a young guy that's sitting there freaking out, kind of arguing with him. He's afraid that the guy's going to shoot Sanchez. And he looks over at me, and I'm like, he's kind of, I was like, hey. And he turns around, and he looks at me, and he sees me standing there holding my gun. And I'm like, get out of the fucking way. Like, you're between me and him. And like, move over, Tonto. I got this. And I had to do all this.
You're trying to get your first legal murder.
No, I didn't. And I didn't want to. But I mean, I wanted to. I needed to know what was going on because I don't like being in a place where fucking gunshots are going off. And I don't know which way they're going or what's going on. So long story short, I was just like, okay, they're going to stand here and talk to this fucking guy holding a gun. I'm not, I'm going back inside and I knew the cops had been called. Well, the cops come flying up there. Well, the fucking guy has already gotten his truck and left. So I'm like, well, that's not good. But they knew who his name was. And so I sent a text to the girl that works there that I was talking to during this whole event. When I was back inside talking to her, I was like, look, don't go out there. There's a fucking idiot out there with a gun. And where she carries one with her too, so good for her. But
where were you when this happened? In Georgia?
Yeah, about 25 miles from here.
Okay.
And so I texted her the next day. She had told me that night that her family was having their Easter thing because the weekend before her sister had been sick and they couldn't do it or whatever. So I texted her next day.
So nobody got shot?
Nobody got shot. But somebody really could have. I could have shot him in his broke fucking tooth that was bleeding. I mean, he never knew I was there.
Why didn't?
But I didn't.
I mean, would it have been like legal at that point?
Well, it would have been arguable. I mean, he's pulled a gun out.
If that dude's got a gun in his hand, he's already fired it off. I mean, I'm pretty sure at that point in Georgia, you're allowed to just shoot him. I mean, if you were in Polk County, you were definitely allowed to do it.
I probably could have, but I didn't want to, and ultimately it was not necessary, thankfully. But I don't want to have to fucking have that conversation.
He had a gun out and was threatening people.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't want to deal with the fucking cops and all the bullshit and all the questions and the fucking, they might try to charge me with fucking killing this stupid motherfucker. I mean, you just don't know.
Why didn't you just shoot his dick off?
But
what if you just shot him in the dick? So at least he can't procreate and have stupid motherfucking kids that'll do this dumb shit.
So it gets better. So I finally, after all this shit settles down,
it gets better the next day?
No, well, it gets better. I find out about it the next day when she texts me back because the fucking guy, okay, he took off and hauled ass and stayed gone for 45 minutes. Then he calls the fucking place, tells the owner he's coming back up there to kill him. And I'm like, I appreciate it. I'll be
Nice.
like, well, then
Good
awesome.
threats.
This is going to go a lot better than I thought it might, since you're telling me you're coming. So, of course, when he shows up, the cops are waiting on him. They fucking cuff him and stuff him. But I'm just like, what in the fuck? Like, this guy had to be fucked up on some real shit. I mean, like, this was not anywhere
To
close
call
to
back the
rational.
next day?
Yeah, he comes back at like 2:30 in the morning, and like the whole staff were locked in the. She told me the whole staff was like locked in the kitchen doing whiskey shots while they're waiting on the cops.
Because he got beat up by a biker.
Yeah, he got punched, knocked out because he was being an idiot. Yeah. And that really happened.
Oh, wow.
So that's the first time in my life I've ever had to actually get my gun out and think, do I shoot this person or not? And it's a lot of math you're doing in your head at the moment. I mean, it's like,
okay, am I back?
Yeah.
Okay. That was terrible. I said probably the funniest line I've ever dropped, but internet fucked me on it.
You said what was terrible?
Fuck.
What?
My internet.
Oh, your internet's terrible, yeah.
Apparently we got a storm going, and that explains why my internet's so bad.
Yeah, it affects ours too, which I don't understand how rain affects the internet. That still mystifies me a little bit.
So the moral of your story is, if you would have shot the guy on site that pulled his gun, nobody would have had to have been stuck in a bar afraid for their lives.
That's
and he
true.
wouldn't be sitting in jail right now. Sounds like he fucked it all up.
Yeah, I mean, when she told me that he came back and did
Also,
that,
we wouldn't have wasted our time for 20 fucking minutes listening to that bullshit.
That's a good story, man. Come on.
I've got a similar story, and I'm not going to bore you with all the small details, but basically, I went to a softball tournament, and I had a dude threaten me in the bathroom in between innings. He wanted to fight.
In the bathroom?
I was fuck. I got to get back. I got to get back to the ball diamond. Like, I am just in the canteen taking a piss between innings. Like, I got to go. I don't have time to fight you right now. Look me up after the game and we'll play. Can you even hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you.
Fuck.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yes.
So I had a guy in the bathroom at the ball diamond in the canteen try to fight me. I was like, I can't do it right now. I'm in the middle of a game, but we'll do it like as soon as the game's over. So I went back to the game. After the game, he wasn't around, whatever. I left. He got into a fight with one of the guys that actually worked for me that lived right there. And that fight ended with a death, which is not cool. But had I just like punched the guy out in the bathroom, like I should have, nobody'd be dead.
How did he get killed?
Roy, you probably just should have shot him.
Well, after she told me about him coming back and doing that, I kind of wished I had.
Well, I mean, I told you this story offline before, but yeah, one of the guys that worked for me was a little squirrely when he drinks, and he didn't like getting fucked with all the time like he did.
I resemble that.
I'm not going to tell the whole story because it's definitely going to get me fucking thrown off the internet. But
Uh-oh. Okay, you can hear me, eh, Roy?
Yeah, what's
this
up?
Internet's fucked.
What's up, David?
All is well. All is well. Yeah, Evan, yeah, you glitched out. This is the third time tonight, I think. I wonder, is there a storm there? No, you're back now. You're back now. We can see you and hear you, but like,
yeah, he said the weather was coming in, rain or something. He's been skippy all night.
Yeah, I've noticed that about 3 times now. Yeah, so lately I've just been hanging out with Devon's forearm and the boys on Discord mostly, and well, you've been there. So is Evan, and as some people don't know, Devon's forearm does a lot of stuff for Evan and for Arm Gods and a lot of other people, like making their thumbnails and editing
Devin's
video.
forum doesn't do shit.
Oh yes, he sure fucking does, man.
Lazy fuck.
Who do
You
you think
barely made mine tonight.
No, I love those guys. I hang out with them all the time. They're kind of like my new peer group, whole bunch of intelligent misfits, whatever you want to call us. Bunch of interesting characters. We play computer games together and stuff.
David, you have no peers. You are a total unicorn.
Peerless. I'm peerless. Wow, thank you, Roy. Isn't that a nice, wonderful thing to say? I'll take that as a full-fledged compliment, brother.
It was.
And people don't realize how tall you are. When I met you in person, it's like, holy shit, I had to look up to you.
Yeah, I'm almost as tall. I'm almost as tall as Beer Man.
Oh.
So one, Roy, stop wasting our time with these bullshit stories about how you did nothing. Like, this is probably a story told to you by your cousin that was also there not doing nothing. That's rude. Two, I don't know when my internet kicked back on, so fuck you guys.
It's still not back on.
And David Holmes, how the fuck did you get onto this show?
You want me to lie?
Where's Big B?
You sent me an invite, dude.
What, me?
Yeah, you.
No.
Well, accessing. See, I got this stuff called fucking internets and stuff, and I can find out the truth. So let's see where it came from. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we don't have to say where that invite came from. We don't have to divulge that at this particular.
You sure as fuck do, because I gotta either unfriend or punch whoever sent you this invite.
Well, then get ready to punch yourself in the head, because unless somebody hacked you, it was you, mister.
It was definitely not me. I don't even fucking like you.
You love me.
I do love you. I don't like you, though.
You said it last week or somewhere. You said something. Is Tom still here? Yes. Oh, good. Because I wanted to say this. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk that shit.
I love that guy more than anyone in the whole world. But
whoa. Fucking relax. Relax. I remember that. That was on Discord. It's okay. Like I've been on Discord like 3 fucking times, and that was one of them. And I remember saying it. And I asked, is Tom still here? Yeah. And you responded like, yeah, I'm here. I'm like, good. I don't want to talk like this about behind his back. And then I said something horrible.
No, you didn't.
Absolutely, I did. The only reason I asked if you were still here is because I wouldn't talk like that behind your back.
Well, I took it as a compliment.
Definitely say it to your face.
You were making an example of using me as an example. You were talking about, like take, for example, Tom's. Oh, is he still here? Yeah, because he didn't want to say it behind my back. I said, yes, sir, I'm here. And then you said like Tom's, for example, he's one of my favorite people on earth, but he's really fucking strange. You said you were using me, like comparing me to someone else who was also cool but very strange, or some of that. I don't know.
Yeah, that was terrible. I called you weird as fuck.
Oh, was it weird as fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
You love me to death, but I'm weird as fuck. Hey, everybody's weird in their own way. Something like that. Yeah.
Nah, I would prefer to say it when you're there hearing the actual quote, so it doesn't get all trans-skewed by these weird trans people.
Trans-skewed, I love that.
And I don't want it coming back to you, be like, yo, Bear Man said you're weird as fuck, you strange cunt. Now, I am not going to say I don't think that you're weird as fuck and you're a strange cunt. I won't lie. I do. I think all of that.
All of the above.
But I just wanted to make sure that the whole story's told here, and you are one of my favorite people, even though you're weird as fuck, you strange cunt.
Well, that means a lot to me. And do you know what? Okay, I want to tell you a story, and I'll say it live right here. I don't care.
I hope it's a lot shorter than any of Roy's.
It'll be short. Remember that guy who was building my garage that started the contract? Well, he ended up fucking off. He's a scammer, and they're looking at him for fraud. For not
Should
just
I break his legs?
He's a scammer. Well, anything like that would be great. Yeah, I've got his name. I got a picture of his driver's license.
David Tomes, are you fucking stupid?
I
The
probably
answer is no. You do not want anything to do with any of that, and we're offline. We can talk. Fuck. You fucked it all up. You fucked it
damn
all
it.
up. I could have made some real money there, and you fucked it all up.
You could make some money if you did something about it.
Well,
Not
not now that you put it on the internet, you fucking weirdo. This is what I mean. Strange as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't mention any names or anything.
Maybe we'll hire Fraser to do it.
Or well, yeah, Fraser. Yeah, we'll get him. We'll do a seance and see if we can make that happen. Or we
Oh man, that fucking weird motherfucker is watching everything we do at all times. He's probably sitting over there setting up Lego underneath the guy's bed.
I still picture myself sitting at the range with him, and he's picking out pieces of brass out of his hand that keep erupting forth because.
Oh man, did I ever tell you about the time I had to fucking cut shrapnel out of his back?
What? Shrapnel out of his back?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that one, but I know he was using I think a 50 or a C6, and there was a round.
Oh no, the time when it went through his hand because of the fucking load thing. Yeah.
No. It was just shrapnel, yeah, brass shrapnel.
No, this was from the A10 thing.
Oh, he was there at Charles Company?
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost Mark.
Well, you lost a lot.
Yeah, we lost a few people there at that time. That was from the Warthog attack.
Yeah, I don't want to get into details about a whole lot of shit because nobody wants to, but I got one that's super fucking fucked.
Giver.
That I can't not say.
Giver.
So they got lit up real bad. You guys are not whispering. So they got lit up real bad in a scenario that should have never happened. And nobody got paid enough. That's fucked. But Fraser, that's a hardcore motherfucker, right? He spent all night drinking and allegedly drugging at my house. And he had to go to bed because he had to be up at 5:30 to leave to go to a triathlon.
Oh my, triathlon?
Oh, fuck.
He was on the high performance military team, and he was doing these fucking half marathon triathlons, crazy shit. He was a fucking vegan back then. Fucking guy at 6'4", weighed 153 pounds. Right?
Skinny, yeah.
But
he had to turn sideways
at
in the shower.
5:30, he had to leave. We realized the time at 5:43. So he left 13 minutes after he was supposed to leave. That is negative 13 minutes sleep. And he went and he won the goddamn triathlon.
Oh my.
Came back to my house to party another night.
How do you do that?
Well, Fraser was a fucking animal.
Fucking adrenaline kicked in, man. The adrenaline kicked in.
Well, you can't run on adrenaline for 3 fucking days. But, dude, that guy was a savage motherfucker.
I loved him. I love Fraser.
So when this A10 strike happened and they got lit up, a lot of dudes.
That was in 2006, I think.
Did not have a good night.
Yeah, I think that was 2006. Mark.
I don't like talking about it.
Yeah.
In
sorry,
a positive context because it was such a bad thing.
Yeah.
But holy fuck, you got to take some of the good out of the bad, right? So Fraser got lit up and he was fucking shredded with shrapnel all through his right leg and his entire back.
Yeah, that's a detail I didn't know.
Fuck up.
That's a detail I didn't know about Fraser's trials and tribulations over there. I did not know he suffered from that attack. Physically. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there was a couple of guys that made it, a couple of guys that didn't.
Yeah.
And I do know names. I'm not going to do it. But,
yeah, we don't need to do that.
One particular guy, Fraser, immediately, he's like, okay, can I move? Yep. Am I alive? Yep. Okay, let's start helping people because they're fucked up.
And
he went over to one of his buddies and his buddy got fucked up. Direct hit to the
Mark,
chest.
Mark, yeah, he was bringing back his gray
I
watch.
mean,
They're shaving.
there's no reason to like say names or anything, but he gets a hold of his buddy and he's like, "Okay, you're in trouble. We're gonna have to help you. You got a hole right through your fucking chest. Let's get some pressure on this shit, whatever." And the guy's like, "Fraser, how bad is it?" And if you know Fraser, you understand. He's like, "Well,
You're good.
it's not too fucking good, but
Oh,
you'll make
okay.
it." And the guy's like, "Okay, Fraser, give me a fucking smoke."
Good.
Dude, smoke is not a good idea. And you quit smoking. So no. Well,
Oh,
here's the thing. If you're lying to me and I'm not good, I'm fucked. I want a fucking cigarette before I die.
well, I didn't
But
know
if you're
that.
telling me the truth and I am gonna make it, holy fuck, a cigarette's gonna help me through this ordeal, something fierce. So Freddy's like, okay, so he's holding compression down on one hand, pulls
Jeez.
smoke out, he lights it. He's like, here, and now he needed to hand it over with two hands or whatever. So there was nothing on the hole. And when the guy took a haul, all the smoke comes straight out of his fucking chest.
Jesus, Murphy.
And he's like, ooh, that's not good. You should not be smoking anymore. The guy actually made it.
Oh, that guy survived?
That dude survived. It was only one lung that got shot through.
Wow. Wow. Well, it's hard to believe you got that a human could survive the shot from a 30 millimeter, or is it 35? 30 millimeter chain cannon from an A10 Warthog. I thought that would vaporize your chest if it hit you.
It's a 40 millimeter, isn't it?
I thought it was 30 millimeter.
That sounds absolutely relevant, and it might have been just shrapnel.
Maybe
It had to be.
Maybe
So here's the thing with my boy Fraser. If anything in this story sounds absolutely impossible or made up, it's probably because I didn't hear correctly, didn't understand correctly, or I'm saying it in a way that was not said to me properly. Because that dude does not fib.
Right.
Right? Like, you know the guy.
Yeah.
If there's
I can see him right now.
untruths,
I can see his
high end.
His skeleton tattoo on his hand.
Skeletor.
Yeah, I could see him now. I can still see him right now, man.
If he was 6'4" and 150 pounds, he didn't need a tattoo to look like a skeleton.
Oh, he wasn't 150 pounds then. No. Dude. So did I send you the video of Fraser getting fucking tasered while we were arm wrestling?
Oh shit, not yet. Or maybe a long time ago. I might have been.
I promise you, I sent it to you like not that long ago.
I don't remember then. It's possible.
I'm gonna try to bring it up.
If it's on our Facebook shit, I'll scroll up.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna bring it up.
Okay.
And then I want to share it.
Oh, sweet.
I should be able to bring it up.
And by the way, it's good to see you guys. I haven't seen you in a little while. And yeah, I did have contractors. I hired some new contractors from a biker buddy of mine, and they're old guys. They're like 60. They're brothers, and they're doing a bang up job. I got new materials. I paid for them myself, so I'm not going to get ripped off. And they're doing a bang up job. These guys are good, and I'll be happy to pay them when they're done. They got my.
Why are you friends with bikers?
They got my 2 windows up and my door put in, and all the metal on all the tin on one side of the roof and half of the other side of the roof, and then they fucked off, left all their tools here, so I know they're coming back.
I went way too far. I know it was this year.
I don't remember you showing me a picture of Fraser getting tasered.
Not a picture. I sent you a video.
Yeah, I don't remember Fraser getting tasered during an arm wrestling.
Fraser taser.
Fraser. No, he was such a cool guy, man.
When you say Fraser, was it Fraser?
Yes, correct.
It was not Frazier. It was Fraser.
Fraser,
Yes.
F-R-A, yeah, S-E-R, Gill. Oh, we don't have to give out names, but well, whatever.
Well, you did anyways. A little late now.
Oh, you've
I
already
know.
done. Y'all have done that before, talking about him, and plus, I
We've
don't think
mentioned.
Look, that dude. That's my guy.
Well, I just
I mean,
think it's a
he ain't
small
around
world.
anymore,
I just
but
think it's a small world. Well, because you know him and I know him, and I didn't know you back then, and I just think it's a small world, and it's really neat how there's that person we have in common that, well, whatever.
why can I not find?
And I am yeah, I was very serious about hiring people to come over and help me with my yard. I got contractors here probably for the next
I told you I would come fucking do it, and you're like,
probably
"Oh, the weather's
yeah. And,
fucked."
yeah, I'm just waiting for the well, now that I got these contractors building my place maybe for the next 2 weeks. I might start doing some yard work, but yeah, I could absolutely use like your help.
Man, every time I
Jonathan
fucking look back through this shit, it's
Prue,
like you send me some weird shit.
you know the Slim Reaper, Jonathan Prue. He also
Yeah, I love that guy.
and said he'd come and he wanted to help, and he said, you know, like $100 a day plus gas, right? And I'm like, yep, and cannabis and beer, sure. And yeah, I can do that. I'll pay anybody who wants to come and help me clean up my fucking 1 acre of jungle. Yeah, I'll give you $100 a day and I'll pay your gas money. Well, hopefully you're not coming from too far. Yeah, I'll drive from fucking BC, Dave, and I'll come clean up your yard. That'll be a lot of gas money.
I'll be there next week.
Yeah, some scammer just flies here, and then just rents a car and comes over. Yeah, I drove from BC, man. You owe me like I don't know, $700. There we go. Plus $100 a day. I can only imagine. Yeah, but I could. Oh man, there's so many. Like last year, I mowed my lawn once, like in between my house and my barn, and the rest of that, or up to my fire pit maybe, and up to the rest of my property, I let it grow wild. Bad mistake. Oh my God, there are so many raspberries and black raspberries everywhere. I'm gonna need some gosh darn welding gloves to take care of that stuff. It is brutal. And the wormwood. Oh my God, I planted some wormwood a few years ago. You know, wormwood, that's what they make absinthe with. And it's a anti what do you call that? Things that are in your guts that are bad. It's an
Parasites.
anti-parasitic. Yeah, it's anti-parasitic, and it's also used to make that absinthe liquor. So, but the problem is growing it here was a bad idea. Sure, it grew great. And I'm like, oh, it grows great. Problem is it's extremely invasive. It's popping up everywhere now. And it grows like it should grow in a desert or something. So when it grows here, it just seems to love this place. My substrate is all sand, right? Like where I am, it's all like beach sand from an old sea that used to be here, I guess. Just below me, if you go down in topography, you'll find limestone. So this was the bottom of an old ocean or something shit like that years ago, right? I guess. Whatever. I'm not reading the chat. I have no idea what anybody's saying. But I noticed nobody's talking a lot, so how about I fill in the gaps? What do you want to talk about?
Well, hold on, I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay.
Tell us your prediction for the Devon Levan match.
Oh well, I mean, based on everything we know, and well, I could tell you from my heart or from my head, both maybe. Well, my heart's saying, of course, Devon's going to win. My brain is telling me, well,
There we go.
Devon is significantly. Oh shit!
Like we got it.
Oh, he's streaming. Okay, you can still hear me though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hold on. Watch this.
Yeah, I'm watching. Okay, I'll stop.
Hold on.
In arm wrestling.
Oh no.
A little experiment.
Oh.
Tasing.
Oh, a taser match.
In arm wrestling. Apparently, it does not help you win.
That's not really a taser
A
though.
little
It's like, is it
experiment
like
on
a
the
little
effects
cattle
of
prod?
tasing to help in arm wrestling.
It's not one that shoots the hooks out on wires, but it's a cattle prod
Oh.
taser.
Dude. So that's a fictional video
Oh,
of an alleged taser that is way too powerful to be legal, and it never actually happened.
oh.
Okay. It's good
But
to know.
the alleged statistics on that taser are like triple what the handhelds are of the police.
Where'd you get it?
Oh no, we had a fake.
Right. It was a fake one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was Fraser getting tasered.
I never knew he grew a beard. That's interesting.
Oh, dude, he had a bigger beard than me.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Oh, dude, I gotta send you some of the other fucking videos. I sent it to both you and Roy tonight.
Okay.
And both of those videos said unable to share.
Oh,
So I don't know why. So I posted it on my Facebook and then shared that.
okay. I'll come take a look for sure.
Well, I just showed it to you.
You really like that bush and that light. You really like the light beer, eh?
So White Wolf gave me this shirt. He gave me like 6 of them.
Oh, wow.
And I was supposed to give them to my friends, and I kept them all. I literally took this one out of the plastic bag today. Either way.
Ooh. Ah.
That video was I think it was the only video we actually took that night of people being tased while arm wrestling. But
Yeah,
we did a lot of fucking around with that taser
I can
all
imagine.
night at practice.
Well,
Like
the Ottawa
they
Valley.
took
Ottawa
me,
Valley.
who was the top guy at practice that nobody could touch, and put me up against like one of the little guys that was very new. And it was, can Evan beat this newcomer 150-pound guy while being tased? And I did.
Nice.
But I would have gotten called on a decline arm foul. Like I dropped and then I was still able to win. But it's not good. Like it's really hard to arm wrestle while getting tased with fucking 60,000 volts. Like it doesn't hurt that bad. Like we all tried it. Hey, I'm pretty sure I'm a tough guy. I'll just walk through it.
Yeah.
And you're not wrong, Slancha, but you're definitely not right. Your legs just stop working.
Wow.
Right? When you get tased, it doesn't hurt that bad. I mean, it's not fun, but it doesn't hurt that bad.
It just short circuits your nervous system, man.
Oh man, you just lose control of your muscles. Like your legs just stop listening. You fall down, and you're
And
like,
it's
"Fuck
possible
sakes."
to pee yourself.
Never happened.
Me neither. Ever.
Although
I've never been tased though, so
I've been tased plenty of times.
have you?
But, oh yeah,
Deservedly so.
no. Fuck you, Roy. You piece of shit. I enjoy it because it's funny.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say before. You Ottawa Valley High hookers, you guys do a lot of what should we call shenanigans? You know, with that.
All about the fuckery.
Yeah,
So
all
you
about
like-
fuckery and the shotgunning beers and people like Razor doing shooters out of a fat guy's belly button and stuff. That was gross. That almost made me gag. That was
Remember
on
the
So
time
you're-
that you came down to practice with us and you took the shot out of that guy's belly button?
No, that was Razor Reagan.
No, but the time that you came and did it.
I never did come to Pembroke and see you yet. Maybe I oughta.
Don't lie.
I'm not lying.
So you like getting tasered? You like getting thumbtack stabbed? Do you like?
No.
Do you let your old lady put cigarettes out on your balls?
Would you say that? Whoa, that's different, Roy. Where did that come from, man?
Okay, we're gonna hand.
You
I'm
like
gonna have
letting
to
your
end the
wife
show.
put
Like we
cigarette
can't
out on
talk
your
like that.
balls and stuff. Like, where did that come from, man?
So I don't like getting tased. That's not a real thing. It's just it's fun, and I will definitely do it if I get to see other people do it. Right?
Yeah, just like in the military, we had volunteers. You want to be tased, you want to be tear gas, or sorry, pepper sprayed. So you have volunteers, right? They're not going to make you do it, but they'll take
So you were in
volunteers.
the infantry.
Yeah,
You didn't
So
volunteer to
like
get.
the infantry and the Navy are different.
yeah.
Right? Like in the Navy, it's like, hey, I bet you if I get on my knees and blow you, you'll like it. And then you call them a fag because you liked it. Right? In the Army and the infantry, it's like, let's have an all-male gangbang. And
Oh
everybody
my
will like it.
God. What a thing to say.
I mean, I've never been there, but I mean, this is a
Oh, yeah,
story
I've
told
never
to me
been in the
by
Navy.
David Tomes.
I've never been in the
His
Navy
words.
either, but I've heard one thing about the Navy.
You told me about how you guys tried to do this human centipede thing, except
I
you weren't
never
using
said
your
that,
heads
you
to
fucking
asses.
liar.
It was just like dick to butt the whole way.
Don't
You
you
said
lie
your
to
record
me.
was like
Don't you lie
173
to me.
dudes all butt fucking each other.
No,
No.
do you know
Centipede
why?
would-
The whole RCR.
Run, chicken, run. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
And
heard it
that's
all.
what you're running from.
Heard it all. Heard it all. They used to call
Wait,
us.
so you're going to say you guys didn't have a butt fuck gang rape chain on each other?
That's correct. I don't know where you came up with that malarkey.
See, now that is probably the most ridiculous lie I've ever heard on this show.
Well, you're the one lying. What are you trying to gaslight me now? What the fuck?
A centipede would be.
Gaslighting. What are you, a fucking 22-year-old fucking woman in 2024?
No. But back to the Navy thing. Do you know why the Navy uses powdered soap? Because it takes longer to pick it up.
You're going to tell me that this guy's not all in about that.
I've heard stories about the Navy.
So, Dave, how long were you in the infantry?
11 years.
11 years. That's it.
Yeah, and then 7 years as an imagery technician.
So only 18 years total?
Yes.
You didn't even hit 20.
Right.
What a pussy.
I got booted.
Pussy.
Medical release and disciplinary reasons.
You know, it's funny that it took them 18 years to realize that you're
Yeah,
mentally
it took them
not
18
sound
years
to
to
be in
kick
the
me
army.
out.
18 years it took them to realize that you're fucking mentally not sound to be in the army.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Who the fuck's in charge? Holy Christ.
Then they.
Okay, so 18 years in the army. 11, your first 11 in the infantry?
Yeah, it was one RCR. Yeah. Dukes.
11 years, one RCR.
Dukes.
In 11 years of one RCR, how far was it into that 11 years when you realized that you don't actually like getting fucked in the butt?
Well, I never got fucked in the butt.
Yeah, but
Oh, do you mean figuratively? You mean like figuratively, like just
no, like literally.
and well, you mean literally? Well, I'm not gay, Evan. Sorry to disappoint you.
It's got nothing to do with being gay.
Well, I also
You didn't like it or say yes to it.
It never happened, dude. Why are you doing this?
Oh, we're gonna do that story again. Well, David, the short answer is
denial isn't
drunk.
just another river in Egypt, David.
That's right. So the short answer is because I'm drunk and I think it's funny.
Okay. Love you, buddy.
So if everybody that's watching could go ahead and put the earmuffs on right now. Love you too. Earmuffs off, we're good. So you did definitely get abused at RCR?
Emotionally, physically, and mentally, yes.
Dude, yeah, physically.
But there was no
Dude, you're 140 pounds. You were in one RCR for 11 years. There's no way you weren't somebody's girlfriend.
no, I'm like 220, dude.
We've had this argument. There's no fucking way.
Dude, I'm like fucking 220, but I identify as 160.
Yeah, 165-pound fucking girl that takes it in the shower. Like, dude, you are not a big person. There's no way you're 220. You're like 5'8", 140.
Yeah, but I've grown. Look,
If you pull your fucking wiener out, you're kicked forever.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. I've heard the stories about your little fucking weenus.
Hey, well, you got to do what you got to do with what you have, right?
Okay, so you're not actually 220 though.
Yeah, right now I am, yeah.
No.
And I'm completely embarrassed and humiliated about that fact because I feel like a fucking fat piece of shit.
You are definitely a fat piece of shit, but mostly because you're definitely a piece of shit and you're slightly fat.
Yeah.
Right. I'm in the same boat. I'm absolutely a piece of shit. I'm also kind of fat. So I'm a fat piece of shit.
Well,
But
they call it the dad bod now, eh?
I weighed in at 270.
Great, you look healthy. And I'm like, fuck, I look fucking gross. Like, that's what I'm looking at now. I got this problem with, what do they call it? Self-loathing. Like, I look in the mirror and I fucking hate myself because this is not what I want to be. And yet my brain is fucking broken. It's like, I've just started.
Dude, with the comment section just lit up, there is a bunch of fucking Ottawa high hookers that have met you in real life that all are like, you're 150. Get fucked.
Well, I weighed in at 157 and arm fight 202.
Right.
But that was fucking what, 2019?
You've got like a bit of fucking belly pudge.
Anyway,
I mean, look, if you had a six pack, you couldn't see your wiener, but the little bit of pudge you have shouldn't affect you being able to see your wiener.
well, if I shave it, you can see it.
Yeah, but you're afraid to shave because you might cut off the wrong hair.
Well, you know what they say about, like having.
I don't pay attention to those things.
You got to trim the hedges around your deck to make your deck, look bigger.
Right.
Hey,
That sounds like something a small wiener dude.
It's a construction thing. Yeah, it's a construction thing. Oh yeah, I don't have no giant fucking monster. I don't need to talk about that. This is dumb.
Dave, let's talk about your wiener.
Okay, what do you want to know? Tell the whole
When's
world.
the last time it was inside of another dude?
Never.
Oh, you're more of a catcher. That's okay. Look,
See,
I'm not a judge. I'm not a judge.
You already
I don't care. Dude,
out.
you can do whatever the fuck you want to do in your bedroom.
I'm just no good
Don't
at
care.
I'm just no good at fighting back against these fucking constant fucking sociopathic attacks, man. Like fuck.
Sociopathic.
I don't know
Fear,
what they
man.
are. There's some kind. I don't like being teased.
Look, if you want to
Catcher.
fucking get at me with fucking big words like that, well, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect.
Oh no, I don't. Well, then
So,
I take it back. I don't.
why are you
don't
coming at me
actually
like
think
that?
you're
What do you mean sociopathic?
I don't actually think you're like that.
No, you're not.
Sociopathic.
Because I
You're
think
not
you do
smart.
have. No,
Shut
because
up, Roy.
I think you do actually have feelings and compassion. Wait, turn off. Everybody muffle. Yeah, I think you do have compassion, and I think you do care about people. So you cannot be sociopathic.
He's not smart enough to be a sociopath.
Oh my God, Roy! Don't provoke him. Don't.
He's not even a genius. He's that close.
Going Pete.
Okay, I'm just gonna go right here. I wore my Depends tonight because I'm so old. I wore my Depends, so I don't ever have to leave the chair.
Man,
Except
I hope I don't.
Depends, No, but you can ask Devon's forearm and the boys there from the arm gods army. I just weighed myself the other day, and I was thoroughly disgusted with myself.
How much do you weigh?
220,
220.
100
Okay.
kilos, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. How tall are you?
And,
6'1", 6 feet?
I am 5'11" with bare feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
don't
man,
my boots
you
on.
gotta, you just gotta, you know what you gotta do, David?
I gotta stop drinking. I gotta eat better, and I gotta fucking exercise and get off my ass and do stuff. But I wish my brain worked better. Like I'm not a stupid human being, but my brain is broken, and I see the mess and shit and the work I gotta get done, and I just don't do it. It's really weird. I hardly ever leave the house. I don't like crowds. Like I don't even go to practice now because there's so many people there, like 40 people in the garage, and like I just can't handle it. I walk in, it's like walking into the garage, it's like walking into a wall of fucking white noise. In my mind, I can't handle it. It freaks me out. It's hard to ignore it unless I'm, really buzzed or something. Like I don't like going shopping. I don't like being in a mall with hundreds of people. I just don't like it. It freaks me out. I can't handle crowds. I don't know why. I mean, that's also probably why I'm so fucking lonely, because I never leave the house. I don't get out there and mingle. I'm in an arm wrestling club, but I never fucking go.
So,
are you really in the club then, or like only show up on Grinder Thursdays?
Hey, well, look what I got here.
oh,
That's right beside me. So when I get up, go for a piss, I can do some reps. Well,
Yeah, but you don't.
I've only got 40 pounds on there right now, but I have been. Little sore right now, but I have been.
Oh, motherfucker, 40 pounds. I will do every rep of that with my morning wood.
Good. Well, I'm just
with
your morning. Yeah.
As long as I take my Cialis.
I'm just starting to get back into it. So I'm going to use 40 pounds until it's nothing. I'm going to use 40
here's the thing. I don't enjoy how this conversation's going.
Okay.
Everything Roy has said tonight, which has been almost nothing, but the three things he did say tonight have pissed me off, like a lot. So, fuck you, Roy. Oh, okay. So I was supposed to take the show till past midnight so I could say happy birthday to the beer hand, but I'm not going to do that because another hour and 23 minutes of listening to fucking Roy talk once an hour, and I can't deal with that. So fuck y'all.
He's only